And I just want to touch upon that. I've literally just dropped down to a gold league alliance, and that was just by chance. If I'm honest with you, so I was literally just in the Discord chat for new players, and sometimes go in there, give a bit of advice, and say, "Listen, this is good. This is not. Don't bother with that. Whatever else." And then I was just talking to one guy about some random things, and then someone popped in the chat and just said, "Oh my God, was I would love for you to come and join my alliance, or I could be in the same alliance as you one day." And I said, "Well, let's do it then. I'll come over for a bit if you want me to." And he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." And it kind of made his day. He was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Wozza sort of in there." And I like to sort of make people's day like that. If I could do something like that, just to cheer that person up for that day, then yeah, fair enough. I just went in there just to cheer him up. That was it. And the idea was to go in there for a day and then come back and then have a talk to him, with some advice and stuff. So then I've been there for a few days, and I think I'm going back to Horde for hopefully for the endurance event for the 4 star at least, and then we'll see what happens after that. But it was good to sort of just ask them their opinion on the game and things like that, and give some advice and see what they're struggling with, and get some feedback to maybe give to the apes on what those kind of players need within the game. But one thing they did ask me was, what's the best way on defense to sort of deal with gunners? Because they find that obviously you've got a lot of defenses that hit obviously the front line tanks, but how do you actually hit gunners? And a simple solution basically is depending on your core choice. And I talked to them about this in the chat and said that, and I say this quite a bit, that there's Prime League bases and there's Prime League bases. Now you can come up against a base that has all G metal cores, but if you've got armor cores and you've got attack cores, you're not really completely maxed out. Yes, you are, but they're not the best cores for those defenses. Especially when you see like an attack core on, I don't know, a turret or something, or on a mortar. There's a lot better options, and I think personally I've sort of found the best core choices, and I've got certain reasons for that. So the first choice, and that's why I was looking at that to explain that, was guided missiles for your missile launchers. And the reason missile launchers and guided missiles are so good is because it targets a single target. So when you actually hit an attack core, it kind of spreads the damage over an area, and that's why they're not very good, and that's why you want them guided missiles. So it doesn't always look onto a gunner, but if it does, it's going to do a lot of damage very quickly. And then next up is putting your beam lasers to the side of your map, and it kind of helps a lot, because if you put them on very wide on the map and people walk through, and then especially if you have a funnel system, you'll find that the beam lasers will hit the bot at the back more than the bots that are at the front. So if you put your beam lasers at the front like this, you'll find that they hit your tanks, and if you're trying to do that, trying to limit the tanks as fast as possible to then kill the gunners, nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to target gunners specifically, then you're better off putting the likes of your beam lasers somewhere like this, at the sides of the map. And as your bots walk up, they'll target the nearest bots, which could be a gunner to the side. Keep that in mind. But the one biggest way to sort of combat gunners, and this is at any level, is having target protocol on your mortars without a doubt, because this prioritizes gunners and medics, and it increases the attack range. So as your bots get closer to these, they will overhit your tanks and aim for your gunners and medics. The damage is reduced to 94% or 95%, but that's very minimal. And so you find that these target protocols, mortars times 4, do a lot of damage to gunners. So keep that in mind, guys, that they are probably the most OP core in terms of gunners and medics. So we really need to be aware of when you're attacking a base. So yeah, guided missiles. Try again. Guided missiles, definitely a must. Beam laser to the side, but the most important way to defend against gunners is definitely using target protocol cores on your mortars. And I'd even go as far as saying you're probably better having a gold target protocol than a G metal incendiary on your mortars. So yeah, go and change your cores around, guys, to those, and it will help you a lot on your defense.